All right, family. Black Power is the truth hour with General Sarah Soon said he kick back. Get your mind ready for some information that's guaranteed to be heavy. I'm excited and delighted to be accepting members to the Sarah Soon said YouTube page, a dynamic page. Y'all already know what it is. Black Power, Black Frequency. You feeling that frequency and energy, you should most definitely join. The link is right down in the video description, is in the chat. Click it, you get a video introduction rundown on the memberships, what they entail. You see one you like, you should most definitely join. Even if you don't, I appreciate your presence here at the Sarah Soon said YouTube page. Continue to engage, continue to advance. That's right, family. Ring the alarm, KingSeti.com online marketplace. Official General Sarah Soon said DVD lectures, t-shirts, tank tops, hoodies, African and Kemetic jewelry, holistic tonics and remedies, home decor, accessories for every room in the house. I got something for your family. Get on over there. Check out the catalog. Get you something nice. Get a discount. Shop and save and shop. Pull the fire alarm. GeneralSeti.com. SETI University. We talking about over 2,000 videos, 40 different subjects, all the subjects that you know and love from the general, plus we got the grandmaster teachers. We got supplemental, also monumental and instrumental research material from our greats and handpicked. So you know, is no other website like it on the planet, family. I want you to get over there and become a member today. I don't see why you have not done that already. You playing games. Don't play no more. All right, family. We talking about Patreon. You know, everybody knows SETI popping on Patreon. Ring the motherfucking alarm. I'm popping on Patreon. SETI Live is lit. I just came up off of Patreon with that fire. We got over 500 exclusive live screens. I'll say screens. And live streams and screams, goddamn it. Because he's screaming, goddamn it, because the information is fire. You see what I'm saying? Nothing but fire. So, you know, get on over there. Get access to that, family. I go live on Patreon, so you got access to see the general live in the flesh doing what he do best. That's right. And you know I'm on Rumble, the Black Power scholar that don't stumble or fumble. And I'm on Rumble. I'm disrupting class. You should join. I'll be on Rumble tomorrow. I'll be live. Don't you dare miss it. All the family out there, donate to General. I appreciate you. I thank you for the fact you appreciate me. Any of the family out there would like to donate to the General. The link right down in the video description is on the screen. Click it, donate. I'll thank you ahead of time. Make sure you subscribe to all my YouTube channels, King SETI, General SETI, Sarah Soon SETI. Rock that notification bell. Get a video a thumbs up. Like it because you love it. Share it with your family and friends. And comment. Just don't say nothing stupid, because I will ban your ass. Now, I got some nigga. Where this nigga at? I hope you back up. I hope you brought your ass up in here too, nigga. Yeah, where this nigga at? Let me put this shit up. This nigga, you hear what this nigga say? Say, stop hating on people. You punk nigga, you. You don't want nobody to critique. And see, don't just get knowledge, get wisdom, nigga. And wisdom come with critique. Breaking shit down. Those who have truth ain't afraid of criticism, nigga. Talking about debunk. Some niggas need to be debunked. Some niggas need to be debated. You see? And so, like I say, when you living in a glass house, nigga, you hate when a nigga show up with stones. A bag of stones, you fool. Bring your ass back up in here. I'm not done with you. I hope you got this shit. Yeah, bring your ass on up in here. Yeah, come on over there. What you talking about out there? Yeah, let's talk about that shit, nigga. Who that out there? Sean P, what you out there talking about? What you out there talking about? Yeah. He said he got that young hair, black boy with white boys. He said young hair. Yeah, he tripping on that shit. Yeah, he say, do I consider myself a Pan-African? and I don't use the term Pan-African. I use the term global African supremacist. That's what that's the term I use. Global African supremacist. And I have my understanding of it. I don't have no problem with it in this concept, but it comes with some discrepancies. You know what I'm saying? It comes with some discrepancies. This is my way of getting to that, and but in theory, I had no problem with it. I mean, let's deal with it. Busted, where Billy Carson got all his wild ass ideas. Okay, yeah, let's deal with this. Now, we're gonna bring some of this shit up tonight. Yeah, I know you. I know. Ain't nothing wrong with it. I'm with you, bruh. You know I am. Let me get something up in here for y'all. Now listen, we're gonna listen to some shit tonight. Now, come on now. Let's listen to this shit.
King. Mm-hmm. He ruled over the land of Kemet before it was called Egypt for 16,000 years, one man. According to the ancient Egyptians, not according to Billy Carson. His tablet talks about the flood waters are receding. Another record of the Great Flood, the oldest record of actually the Great Flood. Mm-hmm. And the temples are coming back up out of the mud. Mm-hmm. And his dad tells him, go back to the land of Kem and rebuild civilization. Now here's what's interesting. In the tablets, he says, so we went into the great ship of the master. Now you think he's going to sail out in the ocean. He goes, upward we rose into the morning. Upward we rose into the sky till the planet disappeared. Now he says, I'm a son of Atlantis. I'm here to rebuild your civilization to a high level. So they begin to rebuild civilization. Mm-hmm. So this guy then goes around teaching chemistry, that's where the land of Chem comes from, and alchemy, as well as many languages and other higher levels of thought and consciousness. Mm-hmm. And the words here that he wrote are extremely similar to the words of Jesus.
Nah, we got to stop here. See, this is where we, you hear what he's doing. And I'm gonna get with you, Mike. I appreciate you, Mike. I'm gonna answer you in a minute. We wanna, we're gonna get back to that. I got you on cue. See, Thoth the Atlantean, that they, this knowledge from outside of Africa is what built the pyramids, built the megaliths of Egypt. And I mean, most even European scholars understand pre-dynastic Egypt, understanding that there is a consensus that Egypt come out of Nubia, and that you can see the development of Egypt coming, and you can see how how the kings is coming from the south. You see, coming from in a sequence. It ain't like they coming from a land. No, they coming up from up the Nile, down the Nile into Egypt. You see, it's a fact. They done found all type of burials, and from upper Nile, where you can see that the correlation is almost exact to the tombs in Egypt, early Egypt, pre-dynastic Egypt. And they've even said that Nubia predates it as far as rulership, that Nubia had come into divine kingship almost 800 years before Egypt. Almost 400 years before Egypt. See, this is so what he's doing. See, he's doing no different than any white theosophists would do. See, they are trying. See, the thing is, white people have no historical reference to claim Egypt. They have none. They can lie all day. You see, that shit don't mean nothing. It don't mean nothing. You done lost that. Okay? And so because he cannot accept the fact that Africans created ancient Egypt, he is willing to accept alien origin. You see, an alien origin, from outer space, spacemen that come down here and give man the knowledge. And see, so this is what Billy Carson is doing. This is what he's doing for white people. I even heard what a nigga said that, see, and I heard the way he said it. People talking about hating. I'm going to tell you what he said, when he started talking about how the noses and shit got knocked off the statues. You see, and he said on the streets, I heard him and I'm going to play that. On the streets, it's believed that white people knock the noses off the statues and all of that. And he said that's not true. He says that's not true. That Akhenaten did that. You see, that Akhenaten was the one that knocked the noses and went on there. And all I can tell you is go get the goddamn book, The Rape of the Nile. This nigga right here, man, we cannot accept this. This ain't no motherfucker. Whoever put that garbage, nigga, you's a traitor to your race. You see what I'm saying? Because any man that would sit up there and try to wash away the destruction, and you can see all the goddamn statues, all the one goddamn museum, the British Museum, got over damn near 50 million pieces from ancient Egypt. One from the smallest to the largest, they have over 50 million. They have been raping the Nile that go for France, Germany, Russia, all them goddamn European nations have been in there pillaging out, was the one responsible for knocking the noses off and going on the wall. And you can go over there right now, and these sick Cro-Magnon Neanderthals, Asians too, have scribbled their names and defaced the pyramids and the temples, graffiti and shit in every goddamn way. And so the act is if they have not, you understand, pillaged Africa, man. And for you to come in there and say, oh, no, they didn't do that. Nigga, shut up. Shut up. Just shut up. You was talking about you reading all these goddamn books. Go read The Rape of the Nile by Brian Fagan. And you can see all the pillaging from Belzoni, from goddamn, what's that motherfucker name? Flinders Petrie. You see all of them, them, some of the biggest names, Flinders Petrie and a lot more. Okay. And so you gonna sit in here and try to clean their hands. And their hands cannot be clean because their own people have documented the pillaging. You see, you got the Mahmoud, the Arab that blew the hole in the goddamn pyramid. They went to Saqqara, to the pyramid of Saqqara. They had to, they had to renovate the pyramid of Saqqara because they had took so many stones off the side. Now they didn't renovate it, but it was the Arabs that went in there and pulled all them blocks out of there, so that they could go build other, mosques and other buildings in Cairo. Okay, don't play here. Don't come in here and play no games with us. We know our history, fool. You talking about somebody hating, nigga? Yeah, nigga, we know the truth. And it's hard for niggas that's living in a glass house to accept when a nigga show up with a bag of rocks and shit ready to throw. You know what I'm saying? On these lies that y'all got, up here for the people to be fooled and to love the people into some fanciful fairy tales and shit and take their mind away from the truth of their own historical origins. He don't see Egypt as a part of his own a racial connection. He don't see that. Then you understand? If it ain't in your heart and in your mind, then it ain't there then. I can accept that. But nigga, you're not going to get away with defaming our ancestors and taking our origin. You know different than damn, what's her name? A Mary Lefowitz. You see, Mary Lefowitz. Lefowitz. You see what I'm saying? Who wrote the book Not Out of Africa. You see, and so here it is. That's all he's doing here is telling you that this is not out of Africa. Every time I listen to him, he's trying to explain Egypt by way of Sumeria. That's all and I'm going to tell y'all how and why they do that. You understand what I'm saying? Now, before Egypt, before any type of, Egyptologists and digging in Egypt, they was over there in Iraq. They was over there in Iraq and Iran, and they was trying to literally prove the Bible. So they was looking for Mesopotamia. They was looking for Sumer. They were looking for Chaldean and all these other cities over there. And all they was finding was mud mounds. You see, mud mounds. It's impossible to explain Egypt by way of Sumeria because they never built in anything other than mud brick. Them ziggurats are mud brick. They never show any type of sophistication in stone. But you keep telling me, Billy Carson, that the Anunnaki, which is evidently of Sumerian lore, the Anu and his son Enlil, Enki, and you understand the three major gods, or what we call the Anunnaki, that's Sumerian. But you keep trying, and he said, I heard him saying, I'm gonna bring something else up, that the Anunnaki created Atlantis. You see, and so he keeps saying Thoth, the Atlantean, you see, and so by that way, he's stealing the legacy of our ancestors and giving it to some goddamn spacemen. And you understand what I'm saying? Some motherfuckers from the Palladian star system. I know what I'm talking about. I'm not here to play no games with none of you niggas. Now, some of you niggas is on flying carpets, and you see what I'm saying? The silver niggas on the Silver Surfer and shit and this, that, and the third. I know you niggas. Y'all out there rubbing the genie lamp and all this shit. I know you. You're not going to get away with that with me. Just thinking live and let know. If we going to put that shit on the firing, we got to put it on the firing line, and we got to see if it can make it through. We got to see if it can make it through. That's only right. When we hand our babies the truth, we got to know that it's going to stand up. You understand? When we give it to them, that it's going to stand the test of time. Okay? And so he's always trying to explain Egypt by way of Sumeria. I've even heard, matter of fact, wait a minute. Let me hear this one more time.
He calls himself an Atlantean priest king.
He says he calls himself, where he say that at? I ain't never seen, even from the Medunetta speakers, where they say I don't hear Thoth, but even Tahuti, that Tahuti was an Atlantean. I just never heard that.
He ruled over the land of Kemet before it was called Egypt for 16,000 years.
16,000 years. He ruled for 60, but that's a long goddamn time. If he ruled for 16,000 years, it should be a whole lot of evidence from that goddamn rule. You see what I'm saying? I mean, for 16,000 years, it should be a whole lot of motherfuckers. How did you get, you got to ask him, how the fuck did you get the knowledge of that? You see what I'm saying? Where did you get it from? 16,000 years, I mean, that's a lot of time to produce evidence of your rule. You see, that's a lot of time. Okay, so where's show me the money? Show me the facts Or where he got that? He never say, wait a minute, hold on.
And according to the ancient Egyptians, not according to Billy Carson, his tablet talks about the flood waters are receding. Another record of the great flood.
This flood. And so we just went over the fact that the emerald tablets was created in 1930. They don't even, they trying to say that it's locked away in the motherfucking Vatican City, the Vatican Church. You understand what I'm saying? It's locked away and shit and this, that, and the third. And so that way, you know, you ain't got access to, but how did you get it? How did, you know, by way did you get the information? You know, but understand is that the first time that the emerald tablet of Thoth the Atlantean was ever heard of was by Maurice Doreal, who wrote that book in 1930. Okay, in 1930. And this crazy thing about it, that even he had chapters in that book. One of the chapters was the Hall of Amenti, and I see that's one of Billy Carson's lectures. You know, so he actually then went into that book and he believed he's just going behind and clearly that Maurice Doreal was a cult leader. That's what it said. And so, and another thing, what did he say? He even said something that he went to Mount Shasta and that some Atlanteans took him down into the inner earth, and that's the same thing that Billy Carson is now saying, that he's been kidnapped. You hearing? Yeah, he says that he's been kidnapped now. I say, well, goddamn, they didn't keep you. You made it back. How you do? You escaped with one of these spaceships, nigga? How you get back? Or did they call you one of them goddamn Palladian Ubers and shit, and they flew you back on one of them goddamn Palladian Ubers and dropped you off at your house? How you get back home, nigga? You understand what I'm saying? And how did you could breathe out in outer space? What they gave you, they had you with one of them helmets on your head. How you breathe out there, man? You see? Yeah, we got to deal. Listen to this.
This record of actually the Great Flood. Mm-hmm. And the temples are coming back up out of the mud. Mm-hmm.
How the sound out there, family? How the sound? Let me know how it sound out there.
To the land of Chem and rebuild civilization. Now here's what's interesting. In the tablets he says, so we went into the great ship of the master. Now you think he's going to sail out in the ocean. He goes, upward we rose into the morning. Upward we rose into the sky till the planet disappeared. Now he says, I'm a son of Atlantis. I'm here to rebuild your civilization to a high level. So they begin to rebuild civilization. Mm-hmm. So this guy then goes around teaching chemistry.
You see that? Maybe he didn't put that in there himself.
And alchemy. As well as many languages and other higher levels of thought and consciousness. Mm-hmm. And the words here that he wrote are extremely similar to the words of Jesus. He calls himself an Atlantean.
Okay. So he you know, I'm about to, let me get this one out of here. I got another one I want to put up here. We're going to listen to this now. Wait a minute. Let's listen to this, man. Which one is this? Any one of these is good. Any one of these is good. Let's talk. You know, and I here we go.
That's a great question. You see, when you look into a lot of these ancient.
Wait a minute. Here we go. Let's see what he say.
Anunnaki. Now that's a great question. Was Akhenaten Anunnaki? Now, that's a great question. You see, when you look into a lot of these ancient Egyptian texts, you discover a lot of stuff about these people, especially when you look in there and you look into the ancient texts. You begin to realize that that after the Great Flood, kingship was handed down from the Sumerian kings list, which is located in the Ashmolean Museum in Oxford, England. I've been there in person and taken a picture of it myself. But after the Great Flood, they decided to hand kingship down to a liaison between them and the general population of humans. They were called pharaohs, aka kings. And to keep the bloodline established and to have that communication with a person that they felt that they could trust, that pharaoh would have to be half human and half Anunnaki, or what they call in Greek, demigods. And so they would mate with a human woman or impregnate her through in vitro fertilization so that she would have their seed, and that person would be.
Okay. So he's saying that the pharaohs is the seed of the Anunnakis. Yeah, he's saying that the goddamn the pharaohs is the seeds of the Anunnakis. Man, I say, boy, you is the new Malachi Z. York. That's what he is. He's using it. If you go see all the books, now the facts is that still the story existed before Dr. York. Okay, he was not Stitching, all of them, Ron L. Hubbard, all of them types was already, bringing that type of, extraterrestrial type of mythology, the Star Trek, the Star Wars, Lost in Space. This shit already been here now. This already been here. So neither one of them are bringing nothing but Malachi Z. York was the first one that manifested it on a black interpretation, even though he still have crazy looking white peoples in the story. He didn't too much change it too much. You see, even I seen one picture where the Palladian had his hand up, and that's the same way Malachi Z. York had his hand up with the little star shining, and he took right from the Palladian motherfucker. I say, man, y'all niggas is tripping. Y'all tripping. You see what I'm saying? You ain't gonna get away with that. We know what this is. You cannot see. The thing is, on one end, they telling you God don't exist, but you ain't got no more goddamn access to the Anunnaki than you got to God. And you know that to be true. And that's why they say that, he says we are an abandoned seed colony, that we've been abandoned, meaning they not coming back. So if you ask for proof, you ain't gonna get it. We're an abandoned seed colony, and we look just like the Anunnaki. And he showed that they are of all different races. And so that way, then now the Cro-Magnon Neanderthal got an origin. He really don't got no origin. But now, they crap. That's what the Bible, but he lost the Bible because the facts is we could prove that geographically all them areas that he talking about, yeah. What's going on? What was you saying, Mike? What was you saying? Let me see what you said. What was your question, Mike? Put it back in there for me. Put it back in there for me. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that brother came in there with that. He came in there hard on him, like, yeah. Well, you know what, well, of course, you know what I think about that. Of course, of course, you know what I think about that. I mean, and you're right. Even to this day, our peoples is still selling out our brothers, and it hasn't changed. But that does not exclude the fact that we got to move on. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, we got to move on regardless of that. We have to identify the traitors, like all races have traitors. We ain't the only one that have traitors in our race. All races have traitors, and they deal with them accordingly. And so we just got to get, we got to get some rules and strategies on how we deal with them, just like anybody else. And so, yes, we do have segments of, and maybe you might want to cut them from the tree. You know what I'm saying? We got to quit saying, what do we think about other, because after you do some whole ass shit like that, I don't even qualify you again to be on the team. You're not on the team. You own some other shit. You own your own, you own your own, personal, I guess in nationalism that don't require you to respect other Africans or don't even look at yourself as African. That's what we have to reinterpret this what we call Pan-Africanism. And it got to be for those who actually want to practice it. There's a lot of motherfuckers out here that don't want to practice it. And we think that they're African, but in they practices, they not African. They for themselves, they for their own personal tribe. But they don't see any great brotherhood, sisterhood with nations of other African people. They just don't see it. And to our dismay, we have been thinking this for a long time, that all African people would like to join in, this grandiose idea, and it's just not true. It's just not true. And so that's to our own, yeah. Well, you know what? I've never just listened to Billy Carson. And so, Mike, we'll talk about that. I don't want to go too much outside of the topic either. You see what I'm saying? I don't mind asking questions, but we want to stay on the topic. I don't want to take myself too far away from the topic. You see, but it's not a problem to give you a quick, short, and strong answer on that question. Yeah, not a problem, Big Mike, not a problem. All right. And so, I just hadn't heard him. I knew he was a theosophist, but I didn't know he was that far out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Bobby Hemmett is into theosophy and occultism, but he keep it black. You see what I'm saying? He keep it black. He say some wild shit too now, but he finds a way of keeping it black. And a lot of times I can identify with that. Like I said, some things I can't identify with, but this brother nigga, Billy Carson, he just don't want to connect to the motherland like that. He wants to be in this, one for all for one, fantasy world. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he's doing. Okay, that's what he's doing. But I'm on his ass now, and if at any point in time he would like to sit down with me, I'll be highly respectful of his presence. I won't do him like that. And if he want to sit down and let's meet this halfway and let's talk about some of these ideals and ideas that he's espousing, I would be more than happy to sit down with him and let's see what the truth really is. Can that truth that he's teaching, can it really stand up to real scrutiny and scholarship and research? Let's find out. Billy Carson, give me a hit and let me know if you want to have that. We'll break the motherfucking internet. You see, I don't know if you'll come back from it, but it might be good for you. You feel me? All right. Family, what time is it? It's 1:30. I ain't gonna go no further. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow. Hit the general up, support, arm yourself with knowledge, bang on that wicked ass beast daily. Liberation through African education and confrontation, Black power.